Hey everyone, welcome to the Farm and Pastor's Wife. I'm so glad you're here. My name's Leslie and you are here in my kitchen down on the farm. And guess who's in my kitchen with me?
Hey, hey, hey.
Yep. Today we are going to make chili. It is almost June here in North Carolina and it has turned off cold. It is the end of May. It is Memorial Day weekend. You're probably getting this on Memorial Day. And it is we're going to be good if we even make it out of the 50s today, which is super cold for us here in North Carolina. Well, at this time of year anyway. So I have been wanting to can up some ready-made meals to have on the pantry shelf. And what better day to make chili and can it up than today, where we can eat on it tonight. I probably won't can it till tomorrow. I'm just going to get it started cooking. Our family can eat it tonight, and then I can can what's left tomorrow. I'm also going to take some of the hamburger that's left, and we're going to can up some sloppy joes. That'll be another video at some other time, but that's what we're doing today. Bryant is going to start chopping onions and green peppers for me. I'm going to get to browning the meat. He's sharpening his knife, sorry. Sorry for the noise. He loves this thing.
Knife sharpener there is. I don't know if you can see right there. Smith's.
Yep, okay. And it does scissors too.
It does scissors too.
Yep, so, okay, I'm going to hang up or cut the camera off. I'm going to cut the camera off and let him sharpen his knife. Okay guys, so I'm going to be browning up 5 pounds of hamburger. I will leave down in the description the normal stove top recipe. It's 1.5 to 2 pounds, your preference depending on how meaty you like your chili. But what I'm going to do is while my burger is browning, I'm going to go ahead and start opening cans. The tomato sauce, the beans, all the stuff I put in it. Now, chili is like a blank canvas, and you can add to it whatever or as much or as little of whatever you like. I'm going to leave you my basic recipe down in the description, but feel free to omit, to add, to change. Chili is like a personal thing. So, all right.
And also share what you might add that we don't add.
Yes, share that down in the description because this community looks at comments and you may have a great idea that I've never thought about and could use in my chili. So, all right, I'm going browning hamburger. I'm going to be opening up cans. I'll show you what I'm opening. Some of them are home canned goods. Some of them are store-bought. I'm actually trying to empty out my pantry in here to get ready for my personal canned goods. So that's what we're working on. All right, so let me grab everything and move it over here and I'll show you what we're opening. Okay, everybody, Bryant's just chopping away. He's finished up the green peppers and now he's moving on to onions. My onions are pretty small, so we're doing like 6, I think. So, but 3 large onions would be good, but mine were really small for some reason. My first batch of hamburger is about to be browned completely, and I'm still opening up cans over here. So I'll start the rest of the burger just as soon as this finishes up.
They didn't know I had chopping skills, did they?
Oh, sorry, I had it too low. He has chopping skills. He is a master, a knife master. All right, I'll bring you back in just a minute. All right, guys, as usual, blooper time. I thought I was filming and wasn't. I have just gone in here with 4 cans of crushed tomatoes, 1 can of a small can of tomato sauce, and 1 12-ounce can of tomato paste. Now, my recipe won't look identical to that's in the description because like what I'm doing now is using what I have in the pantry and I'm substituting and maybe adding more of something. So I added an extra can of crushed tomatoes because I added tomato paste because I didn't have as much tomato sauce as I needed. So you just add and make do. Like I said, chili is a artwork. So I have a big can of dark kidney beans. I'm going in juice and all. All right, I have a large can of light kidney beans going in, juice and all. All right. I'm also going in, you know this better, this is off-brand, but it's the Rotel tomatoes and chilies. I'm going in with 3 cans of that. Okay. Now, I have some home canned ranch style beans that I canned myself, and we are going to open those up. These may be a little dry on top because I don't think I got the juice to cover it as well as I should have, but they smell delicious. Yep, they smell delicious, and even the top ones felt soft. So I think we're good.
Those were the first time you did that, right?
Yeah, the first time I did this. They're seasoned and everything. Oh, they smell good. Smell that jar. Come here.
Oh, they do.
They smell so good. All right.
I wonder how they would smell the jar.
I was talking to you. All right, and I'm going in with 2 more, and I can wash these jars and get them ready to, listen to that pop, that seal. Hey, while we're talking about this, 4 jar lids. You need to get you some. I love them, love them, love them. I will leave a link down in the description below, and I have a discount code. So be sure to check those out. If you can and you need lids or rings, check them out. Love them. The ones I'm using right now are not 4 jars. I had canned these with ball. Oh, they smell so good.
Tell him why I get to help you in the kitchen today.
He gets to help me in the kitchen today because
It's Memorial Day weekend.
it's Memorial Day weekend. The rain has not gotten here yet, but we're expecting some major rains today. And we're caught up on the farm. The hay is in. He has one more field that he hasn't even cut yet, but that's the only field he has left to cut, rake, Ted. Let me do this in order. Cut, Ted, rake, and then bale. And then get up.
And then we're down to the small stuff at the church rental house that we've been working on. And I didn't want to stretch everybody on a holiday weekend, so we could have worked there today, but I'd rather everybody hang out with their family and enjoy their time with their family. So.
All right, so I've got to brown some more beef before we get it going in, and then I'll put the seasoning in just a minute. So I'll bring you back in just a little bit. Okay, everyone, here's our onions and peppers. It's going in there as well. We want to get those cooking and get it soft. Now, my recipe actually calls for celery, but I'm going to leave it out. I'm not a huge celery fan. The only time I really like celery is when it's in my dressing at Thanksgiving.
Or chicken salad.
Or chicken salad. Well, I don't like a lot of it in that. But, yeah. And I season like my chicken broth and stuff like that with it. Wow. I think we're going to need some more tomato sauce.
What do you think?
It's going to be good and thick. We may have to add another can of crushed tomatoes, which is totally fine because I have so many of them. I bought extra just in case I needed them, but I didn't need them. So I'm going to wait till we get all the meat in, and then we'll see if I have room for another can of tomato sauce or crushed tomatoes. Okay, everybody, we are just about done. I have added an extra can of crushed tomatoes just because I think it needed a little bit more juice, and I added just a little bit of water by cleaning out the can from that, and we'll watch it. We may need to add more water throughout the day, but I've added, this will be the 6th packet of chili mix. I added 3 on Facebook Live a while ago, and this will be 3 more. So I knew I would add more, but I wasn't sure how many. So I did go back and look at my recipe, and so we're adding 6 total packets of chili mix for this 18-quart cooker. Like I said, a normal stovetop recipe will be in the description, and that recipe is even enough to feed a family 2 or 3 times. So, all right, so I've got this on 350. I'm probably going to turn it down in just a little bit, put the lid on, and just let it cook until supper tonight, and then I'll can it up tomorrow. So I'll bring you back for our supper tonight, and then I'll bring you back tomorrow for the canning process. Okay, everyone, so I'm getting my jars out of the dishwasher. I washed, if they were mine and I had put them away clean, I knew they were clean, I just stuck them in the dishwasher and did the sandy thing on them. If they had been in storage, or some of those that had been given to me, I washed them with hot soapy water and then put them in the dishwasher and put them all on the Santa, that clean whatever cycle it is. But I wanted to show you what you need to do with your jars, especially, well, all of them. You need to check the outside edge and make sure you do not feel any chip, any distortion of any type, because if there is, that could prevent the rubber seal. This is a used, these were on, well, they're gross. They're on my ranch beans, but there's a rubber seal on the bottom of the lid. And if there's anything wrong with the top they get chipped as you store them and so forth. It could prevent sealing. Let me grab a jar that I know has a defect, and I'll see if I can get the camera to pick it up. I don't know that the camera is going to pick it up, but there is a small chip right there. And this one also, I have to feel for it because my eyes can't always pick it up. Right here. Right there, there's a little distortion right there. And this one makes me super sad because this is one of the old square type jars. So I'm going to set these aside. Now they're totally fine to keep dry goods in or something like that. So I won't throw them away. I just have to be careful not to use them for canning. Hey guys, I thought of something to add to my chili just for fun. I don't think it's going to add, it's going to add some flavor, but I don't think you're going to be able to taste the sweetness or really even the hot. But I'm going to add a jar of my cowboy candy. You're not adding peanut butter. And he left the cabinet open. Smells so good. So we're going to add that to the chili. Who knows what that's going to do, but just for fun, and it makes room for my jalapenos. He's all about peanut butter. It makes room for the jalapenos that are growing beautifully in my garden. I can wash this jar and have it ready to make more cowboy candy. This year, I will chop my jalapenos and seed them. I didn't chop them, I sliced them, but I didn't chop them and I didn't seed them. So they're a wee bit spicy for my family. Bryant's nephews and all would love this, but for our family, it's a little bit too spicy. So we'll seed. I'll leave the seeds in some of them, but, and I know there's a pepper called jalapeno, which it has the jalapeno flavor, but not the heat. But I didn't grow any of those, so we will have to slice and seed the watermelon, the jalapenos. All right, so that was a fun addition. I don't know what it'll do, but we'll see. All right, we'll see you when we get ready to eat supper. Okay, so it's been on for about 2 hours. We ran some errands, and look at that.
Is it bubbling?
Oh my goodness. Now that we're back, I'm gonna crank the heat up a little bit more.
On the chili, that is.
On the chili, yeah. And the house too, I'm cold. Do you think we need to add more beans? Look at that and see what you think.
No, that's fine with me.
Okay. All right. We're going to be eating good and cozy tonight. Okay, everybody, here is our spread. We have chili, cornbread, Fritos, cheese, sour cream, and applesauce. So,
well, I thought we did have chili.
We'll get everybody's opinion once we sit down and say the prayer and start eating. All right, Bryant, what do you think?
Well, we just said the blessing, and Judah's getting napkins for everybody. I've done a combination. I got a little bit of cornbread, some Fritos, sour cream, and some cheese in there. Here we go. Perfecto.
Perfecto. And y'all, do you know what seasoning I forgot to put in it? Salt and pepper.
Good.
But I don't think it needs it.
It was not.
Y'all think it's good?
Mm-hmm. Really good.
Really good.
And Judah is like repositioning his. And Levi is chowing down on. What are you eating, Levi? Applesauce. All right, guys. I'll see you back in the morning when we get ready to can it. Okay, everybody. I've reheated the chili. It's good and hot. My jars are in the canner. They're not canning or they're not pressurizing. They're just getting hot. I'm getting them heated. I've got my lids and everything out and ready. And Caroline and I've got my vinegar to clean my lids with. So Caroline and I are going to get started jarring up this chili. And I'm actually going to let her jar it up while I talk to you real quick about these lids. Let me just tell you, if you need a good set of lids, I can't shout it from the rooftop enough about these lids. I've had so far 100% success with them, and I am super excited about them. And I probably will never use anything but these. So if you are interested, I have a link and a discount code down in the description. The discount code is Leslie10, and that gets you 10% off. They sell lids, they sell rings and lids, and I got this super cute little timer in the shape of either a stock pot or a water bath canner. And it is a great little timer. So these lids are absolutely amazing. So, all right, be sure to check them out. If you need some canning lids, just use my link down below and my discount code and get you some. All right, so Caroline's going to start ladling this chili up. Okay, everyone, Caroline's in the process of getting the jars filled. I've got a chopstick here. I'm just going to take and debubble. Make sure we don't have any air bubbles caught in there. Some of this one may need to get topped off. I'm not sure. We'll see. And we're going to process these at 10 pounds for about 90 minutes. So it's going to take a good little while. But and the thing about pressure canning is you don't want to leave it. You want to keep your eye on the pressure so you always know where your gauge is.
This one needs a little more?
Go ahead with that one first.
Okay.
I think they're okay. They all look pretty good.
That one needs to be debubbled.
Debubbled. Okay. My daughter is learning the lingo.
Something about this is like cathartic.
Yeah, it's.
Is that the right word?
Well, I always just get a sense of pride.
Well, like, you don't have to think too hard about it. You just fill up.
You just do it. Fill up jars and do it. Okay, guys. In this ramekin, I have some white vinegar. I'm going to get Caroline a napkin. She's just going to dip her napkin in there and clean off the rim of each jar because we don't want anything to stop that rubber seal from sealing. So we want to be sure to get off any grease because there's hamburger in here. We want to get off.
That might be
You
a
can
little-
set it on that little plate. That's okay. All right, let me get her a napkin and I'll show you. Okay.
You just dip it
And
in here?
you just dip it in there and just wipe around the rim of the,
On the outside or the inside?
mainly the top, because you want that top part clean. See how that, there you go. See how you got it off.
Okay. I need to go and look at. I said you didn't have to think too hard about it. I just made that complicated.
All right, so she's going to clean the jars. We'll be back in a minute to put the lids on. My canner, she's cleaning the lids. My canner is a Presto canner. I do not have an All-American. That will be on my my Christmas wish list this year. But they are pretty pricey. And I love my Presto. It works really good. It's never given me a moment's trouble. So I don't necessarily need an All-American canner, but I really would like one. And
And I have 2 Prestos at the house.
you have a Presto? Good, very good for you.
It's not mine.
Oh.
I mean, I got it from Bubba.
Oh, okay.
They're yours.
All right. Well, I have a bunch of Prestos, obviously.
You just forgot about them over there.
Yep. So, okay. We're going to, she's putting the lids on now.
Now put the rings.
Yes, and you only want to do it finger tight. You don't want to use your wrist in tightening it. You just want to use your fingers and get it as tight as you can with your fingers.
Why is that? Is there science behind that?
Well, sometimes if you get it down too tight, it can buckle the lid. And you want, the part of pressure canning is you want some escapage of air. So you don't want to get it down too tight.
Sorry, that was probably a dumb question for all you pros.
No, it really wasn't. It was a good question. Sometimes when you pull out things, you can see bubbles coming up. And that you want the air out and the lid to seal. All right.
I need another lid, Mom. A ring.
Another ring. Are you sure there's not? Oh, here it
there
is.
you
All right. I'm going to start setting them in the canner. All right. I'm going to use both hands for this. I'll see you back in just a minute. Okay, everyone. I'm keeping the pressure around 11 pounds for about 90 minutes. So I'm sitting in here in the kitchen and just adjusting the heat as needed. I finally found around the sweet spot. And it's hanging pretty good where I want it to. So it's going to stay there for 90 minutes. And then I'll just, at the end of 90 minutes, we'll cut the heat off and let the pressure go down naturally. And so I'll see you back then. Okay, everybody, it is the next day. I literally got the jars out of the last canner and went to bed. Well, I didn't really go to bed. I stopped working in the kitchen. And to me, I know it was Sunday, but canning is not work. I love it. It's relaxing. It's to me, it's not work. But now the cleaning up of the kitchen would have been work. So when I got the jars out, I stopped and we actually went over to some friend's house last night. And then I came home and went to bed. I did not worry about the kitchen at all. So this morning I've been cleaning a little bit. I have taken the rings off and washed all of my jars. I had a little bit of a episode, and when Caroline and I were putting the lids on and the rings on, I did not, usually I check, and I did not double check. And what happened was, I thought I had a jar bust in the canner. but that's not what happened. The lid, instead of going down the threads evenly, it got a little whoppy-cocked and it just popped the lid off in the canner while it was canning, because I always can smell when I'm canning, but I was really smelling the chili, and so I was like, oh no, I've had a jar bust. But thankfully it wasn't a jar bust, and no water got down in it or anything. It happened at the very end of the processing. So what I did was I just put that chili over into a new jar, put a new lid and ring on, and processed it with the second batch of jars I had. So I didn't lose any chili. I just lost the lid because we didn't have it on right. It was whoppy-cocked, and then so the pressure just... Anyway, thankfully the jar did not bust, and I was able to salvage every bit of the chili, and I salvaged my jars. I didn't use the same jars last night because they were, dirty, and I wanted a clean jar, so I just switched it over to a clean jar and put the dirty ones in, washed them with soap and water, and then put them in the dishwasher. So let's go over here and look at my chilies. There is a jar missing already. Isaac came and he's already grabbed a jar, so there is a jar missing. But, so I got 7 quarts and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pints. So like I said, there is a quart jar missing. Isaac came and took that home with him last night, and I'm sure he had chili last night for supper. So, and it was a good night to have chili because we are on day number 3 of cold, rainy days here. In fact, I had to pull out a jacket in case we go anywhere today. I would have a jacket to wear. So, yeah. So all I have to do now, I've already washed my jars, washed them really good, and taken the rings off. The rings are in my soapy water. I'll be washing those in just a minute, and I've just got to label the jars so I know what they are. Now, I've left out my canning stuff here, and that is for the Sloppy Joe mix that I'm hoping to can today. That's my plan. So hopefully you'll get some canning videos through this week, but tomorrow, pimento cheese, hopefully, if Bryant can come in today and we can film it. His pimento cheese is so good. I don't know if you are familiar with Stan's pimento cheese. That is a local pimento cheese here in North Carolina. I don't know how far reaching it goes, but it is a delicious, an absolutely delicious pimento cheese. And to me, Bryant's beats Stan's pimento cheese. Like, okay, there's 2 pimento cheeses. Both of them are local to North Carolina, and that is Stan's pimento cheese and Mustin and Crutchfield's. Those are the only 2 pimento cheeses I buy or will eat. And I love both of theirs. And Bryant's tops both of theirs, in my opinion. So let me just tell you, hopefully we'll get his pimento cheese tomorrow. I'm going to end this video. It's probably long, and I'm sorry. Y'all, please, I'm asking to please share my videos on your social media. Watch my videos if you want to go back and watch old ones. I'm trying to get my views up on YouTube, not really my subscriber list. I mean, although I love that, but I would like to get the views up a little bit. So I would appreciate it greatly if you share my videos. That would be so very helpful. It helps me to continue uploading content of all sorts, because you get a little bit of everything here. So, all right. Well, I will see you guys next time. Pastor's Wife. I hope you guys enjoy canning up some chili beans for the winter. If you need to empty out your pantry, empty it out, can it up, and then you have it shelf stable, and you've made room for, mix things together, put it in a jar, and then you have shelf stable items. So Anyway, thank you guys for watching The Farm and Pastor's Wife. I appreciate you all. Remember, if the grease is hot enough, you can fry anything. Bye, y'all.